Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to talk about the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary, something that I'm very excited for because there's a lot of things I would like Nintendo to do, and I thought what would be really fun is to talk about all the different things that Nintendo can bring, from games to maybe special editions, those kind of things. I feel like a lot of us do want a lot of different games, like The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Nintendo Switch, or Twilight Princess, or a pack, or remakes, or special editions of the Nintendo Switch 2 and original Nintendo Switch. Or maybe just some, knickknacks or something, I don't know. Anything better than what they did last time, because remember, all we got was this little Game & Watch type device. With that being said, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys leave a like and of course subscribe for more content, especially if we do get any news or leaks or rumors about the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary. And don't forget to drop the stuff that you want to see from the 40th anniversary as well as you're watching this video. So first up, I think the easiest is probably the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD and the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Now there are a couple options that they could go when it comes to this, especially the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In my personal opinion, I feel like the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is one of those games that hasn't aged too well visually anyways when you compare it to, of course, newer Zelda games. If that makes any sense, I'm not saying it looks bad, I'm saying it can do for a big upgrade and it would look absolutely amazing. If you guys remember, when the Wii U came out, they had this tech demo and it looked fantastic, and I've always thought if they ended up doing a Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess remake and it looked exactly like that, well, not exactly, but similar to that, I think it would look fantastic, and I think that's a perfect fit for the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. So that's kind of one option. Of course, the next option is the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker in one pack. Now, we've seen Nintendo do this with the Super Mario 40th anniversary with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, so I think this is one of those things that's more than likely going to happen eventually. I don't see them just not doing that. Even if it's not for the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary, I think they'll eventually bring them to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch 1 because it's just easy money for them. They seem to really like these ports and remasters. But the 40th anniversary for the Legend of Zelda seems to be a pretty solid place to show it. Now, unfortunately, we know that Nintendo would probably charge $70 for a pack with both of them in it, but at the very least, I hope they do something similar to Mario Galaxy 1 and Mario Galaxy 2 where you can buy them separately. Let me know if you guys would buy these in a pack or separately if Nintendo ended up announcing them at the February Nintendo Direct, which will most likely happen because we usually do get a February Nintendo Direct, and of course the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary is on February 21st, so it all lines up, right? Personally, I'm leaning more towards the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker because that is my favorite Zelda. That is also my favorite version of Link, so that's kind of what I gravitate towards, but I am very happy that we're also going to be getting Twilight Princess on like the Nintendo Switch Online service eventually, because they're going to add that on there, so I'll be able to play that for the first time. I've actually never played Twilight Princess. I don't know why, actually. Let me know any cool facts or if I should actually start playing Twilight Princess right now in the comment section. Of course, I'd have to actually buy the game. I do have a GameCube, so I can buy a copy of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess if I could scrounge some money up, or if they add it to the Nintendo Switch Online service. Now, the next one is something that has had some rumors and leaks here and there, different things pointing towards this Legend of Zelda, and of course, that's the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, there are a couple things that people have said in the comment section of my last video about those rumors and leaks going around. Some people say, hey, maybe they're going to be doing a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. So that's another option to be thrown out there. There seems to be some things that are going on with just Ocarina of Time itself. We covered that in the last video. If you want to watch that, click the top right corner of this video. Now, of course, if it's not an Ocarina of Time remake, there's also the option of a pack with maybe Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Something like that, like a remaster. Although, to be honest, I'd kind of be disappointed if they ended up doing that. I would like a pretty big overhaul, unless they call it like a remaster, but it's like Metroid Prime 1 where they absolutely overhauled a lot of things and it looks absolutely stunning compared to the original. If it's something like that, then that would be really cool too. And the next one is, of course, things like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, kind of like that game. Now, there are a couple things that they could do. They could remake the first Legend of Zelda or some of the older Legend of Zeldas. They can also do something like a Links to the Past and have it in the same kind of style as Echoes of Wisdom. The Grezzo Legend of Zelda games, which I would be all for that. I've always liked that style, I've always liked that kind of Legend of Zelda game, and bringing them onto the Nintendo Switch too, especially with the extra power. I think it would look fantastic and it would be pretty fun, so that would be also pretty interesting. Of course, the next option is just the next Legend of Zelda, which would be absolutely huge if they just said, hey, this is the next Legend of Zelda, and they kind of tease something for it. Now, I doubt that's going to happen. I feel like the next Legend of Zelda isn't going to happen for a little while. I think they're probably going to do some in-between games, and if they do end up doing some in-between games, I really hope they do this. A new Toon Link game. I know a lot of people do want to see like a new version of Link, or maybe something in the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom universe, but honestly, we haven't had a new Toon Link game in a very long time, and I think it's about time, right? I mean, let me know if you disagree with me in the comment section or agree with me, but I think it's time for another Toon Link game. And by the way, if you reach this part of the video, here is a cookie. And the next one I would like to see is something that I think would be pretty interesting, a Paper Mario type Legend of Zelda game. So if you guys haven't seen that one animation over on YouTube, there's an animation that kind of does that, and it kind of gives us an idea on what it could look like, and it looks amazing. So this came out about 5 years ago, and it's from the channel called 64bits. If you guys look it up on YouTube and watch it, it looks really cool. And ever since I watched that, it's 5 years old by now, it was something that it's been always in the back of my mind. What would it be like? What kind of gameplay would it be? Would it be an RPG? Or would it be like in hack and slash? Would it be like a regular Legend of Zelda game? Those kind of things. It's really interesting to see, or at least the idea of a Paper Mario Legend of Zelda game. Or I guess it would be a Paper Legend of Zelda game. But that would be really cool if Nintendo did that. I feel like that would be something that's vastly different. It could be even a new version of Link specific to this Paper Zelda universe. It can even spawn a whole bunch of different other games in that universe. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for not only gameplay, but just like visual storytelling and gags and humor and just a whole bunch of things. I don't know, I thought that would be really cool. I mean, would you guys play a Paper Legend of Zelda game? Because I would. And next up, let's move on to like some of the more hardware things. So something that I would like them to do at the very least, there's two things actually, but the first thing I would like them to do is some kind of special edition for the Joy-Cons, specifically the Nintendo Switch 2. If you can get the Nintendo Switch 1 as well, that would be fantastic, but for the Nintendo Switch 2, I actually want them to I guess try. If you guys remember back on the 3DS, we had so many cool special editions of the Nintendo DS and Nintendo DS, and of course there's the 2D XL and all the other variations of the Nintendo DS and 3DS, and I feel like with the Nintendo Switch 2, they're kind of just not doing as good as they used to with the Nintendo 3DS, and I hope that if they do some kind of special edition, whether it be the Joy-Cons or the Nintendo Switch 2, I really hope they actually do go all out, because I feel like there's a lot of different cool things that they could do with the special editions. But yeah, those are some of the things that I think would be cool to see at the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary. Now, of course, a lot of this stuff is probably not going to happen. It's just kind of like a wish list type thing. Make sure you guys bring your wish list down in the comment section below. What would you want Nintendo to do for the Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary? It doesn't really matter what it is, just personally what you guys want. And if not on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.